Thank you very much. On behalf of Nyeri County, we are welcoming you back home.
Yes.
And of course, Mzagechuhe too, we welcome you.
Yes.
And did you bring any of your daughters?
No, she's coming later. They are coming later, yes.
Thank you, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm so proud to be at home, and I'm such a Nyeri woman that I don't know why people say Nyeri woman is a negative thing. It's a really positive thing. And if we think about what a Nyeri woman is, a Nyeri woman is a person who takes responsibility of her life and takes responsibility seriously. That is, of raising your family and supporting your husband. Both of you support each other. This idea that we beat men, actually, I think it's a big joke, and it's so irrelevant. And it's just a joke and a sideshow. The thing is, a Nyeri woman takes responsibility of her life and overcomes her circumstances, irrespective of what they are. That is what I would wish, not only for a Nyeri woman, but for any individual, not only in Nyeri or in Kenya or in the globe. Just taking responsibility and fighting to get over your circumstances, I think is the message. Secondly, I'm so proud of this devolution system or whatever it is, because it's really raised young readers. Now, readers as young as my brothers and my sisters here, have got a platform to grow up that aspect of your leadership. So I think devolution is something we should really embrace, and the fact that anybody can lead, anybody gets involved, whether it's at your school, whether it's at your village, whether it's in your family. Get involved in that leadership that makes a difference. And leadership and politics is actually very easy. It's just solving your neighbor's problems, or looking after your sister, or looking after your brother. That's all you need. So thank you very much. I'm very happy to be at home, and I'm very proud, and thank you very much for having me and my husband. I haven't introduced you to my husband. I think William come over, and he's also a Nyeri man. So he can say that a Nyeri woman actually doesn't beat a husband, right? Yes, he can tell you a word of that.
Maybe you can come.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
All right, yeah, thank you, Senator. I think that was great. And thank you, Governor, and your team for welcoming us here so passionately. And we feel very humbled to be here amongst the very nice people. Yes, it is true. I haven't been beaten by this lady. As you can see, I'm whole. Yes, this car here wasn't her fault. And yes, we are supporting her as passionately as we can because she's shown remarkable leadership skills, and she is really doing a great job. She is very respected in the Australian political landscape because she is talking issues. She is very passionate. She's very passionate about issues affecting women, issues affecting the disadvantaged in the society. She's very passionate about this country. She's very passionate about African issues, and particularly those are the things that within her term in the Senate, she will be looking very passionately to prosecute and to really raise the case for Africa. Africa is lagging behind when it comes to Australian aid. That is an area that we are looking at very closely to ensure that Africa in general receives the aid that it is supposed to, or rather it deserves. And when we talk about Africa, naturally charity begins at home. It begins right here, the roots, and we will be working with the systems and processes up there to ensure that the case for this great country is highlighted, it is promoted, and it is not just in the area of trade. It is not just in the area of aid. It is in the area of trade. There is a very big gap between trade between Kenya and Australia, and that is an area that we are hoping within her term in the office we will be looking very strongly to ensure that the trade is increased between this country and Australia, because this country has great potential. There's a lot of resources here that can be very relevant to Australia, and there's been a gap, and this gap is going to be effectively addressed by the senator coming to the office. She's the first black African to ever enter the Senate of Australia. It's a very powerful institution. Extremely, the Senate is very powerful. It is the highest biggest, most powerful legislative body in Australia, and her sitting there and pursuing a very strong case for Africa is something that we are very passionate about. And once again, thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here. This is my roots as well, and we are very passionate about this, and we thought this is where it begins, because charity begins at home. Thank you so much.
Maybe a question.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe a question.
My visit to the governor, or when I decided to come to visit, definitely I wanted to start from home. Charity begins at home, and I'm here to bring you my condolences as a county for the loss of the previous two governors. The first governor was actually my mentor. We are neighbors back at home, and then the tragic circumstances under which we lost the second governor is actually very sad, and receive my condolences, and even from Australia we sent those condolences. So it's good to have you, Governor, and we are here to work together. We are here to talk, brother, sister, what can we do to elevate not only the Nyeri individual, but we want this to be the model county. We want this to be that county where people come to study leadership, where people come to study empowerment. So me and you, we'll get to know each other, and we'll get to work together with our teams to make sure that we've delivered hope. We've delivered empowerment to an individual. Both boy child and girl child are all our children. We all have to coexist and live with each other. So everybody needs to get on board. Yes.
And maybe what would be...
Yeah.
The first black senator in Australia, Lucy Gishohi, addressing members of the press there, joined by her husband, and of course welcomed by the governor of Nyeri County. Quite an interesting story there, and of course we'll give you the comprehensive story about her time here in Kenya in our subsequent bulletins. But for now, we want to talk about matters electricity, shocking matters.